Hi, this is Atmir with the US stock highlights here on Share Talk for Wednesday, the 27th of January. Starting off with AMC Entertainment, and we had a spike up towards that late January 2020 resistance line projection target around the $20 level. We've obviously come back quite a lot since then. There's a notional support, I suppose, between current levels and which is basically the October 2019 resistance area towards $10 and then down towards that broken May resistance line from last year in the $9 area. So far, the intraday low around $11, so there's still a risk of a $10 to $11 probe or a little bit more on the downside. But once we recover, if we recover, then above $10, looking for a retest of $20, hopefully over the next couple of weeks. Bed Bath and Beyond is the next stock here, and we're looking at a situation where the target that we set just earlier in the week has already been hit on an intraday basis, so up towards $53, $54 there as the intraday peak. The rally would continue, I suppose, with an end of day close back above yesterday's $47.73 high. And if we can get above that, then we would hopefully retest not only $53, but then up towards $55 at that late August resistance line projection. This stage, end of day close back below $41. The intraday low of the day so far already probably the best stop loss for those in the stock if you can handle the volatility. Stock which was only covered recently here in terms of the US highlights in the form of Express Inc. Here we've gapped through a previous target there at $5, which seemed to be rather ambitious, and headed up to just under $14 at the day's peak. Got the potential of a target as high as $20, which is a September 2019 resistance line projection. That's valid, I suppose, while we hold above today's opening price at $7.93 on an end of day close basis. But this is clearly a very volatile situation, very difficult to come up with any stop losses or money management points on anything which is less than a daily chart at the moment. Next contender today is one that I have looked at before, but has certainly taken off in a big way in terms of the upside. National Beverage is this current chart. Yesterday's high there at around the $140 level, and above that on an end of day close basis, looking towards that late 2019 resistance line projection up to $230. Obviously, that is a very ambitious target, but as we've seen in recent days, these stocks in the wake of the GameStop phenomenon have really motored, burning out the short positions of hedge funds and others. On to another stock which has done rather well of late, Fosl Group. Here you can see that we've broken, well, I suppose that the main target here was around $14.75. That was easily hit. Then we had the resistance zone from the late summer of 2019 around the $15 level, but blasted through all that, and now we've got the possibility of a May 2020 resistance line projection target as high as $35. While we hold above, I suppose, half of today's range, which would be around the $20 level. But as I said, the stop loss is very difficult in the current environment. I suppose that's the most important part of the trade at this stage. Now the stock which has been the poster child for the whole spike, all the spikes we've seen. I think yesterday's update, I was looking rather sheepishly towards the intraday high of the beginning of the week around $159. Clearly we've gapped through that, so broken the 160 zone target that we had by quite a margin, doubled it in fact. Current situation is that we're probably looking towards the opening, well, I suppose we're looking towards today's intraday low at $249, and then the opening level there at $354. Really want to see an end of day close through that $354 level to open up the possibility of any further upside. Wide rising trend channel drawn here from the turn of last year up to $600, and that would be maybe a 2 to 3 month target. valid while we hold above today's intraday low at $249. But as I said, and it's very difficult to come up with any money management points at this stage on these very volatile stocks. New stock for the selection today. Irbt is the next stock, and here we've got at least some kind of charting furniture to trade off. The high yesterday was $126, so while we're above that on an end of day close basis, looking for a partial or even full retest of today's $197 peak. Bigger picture target up to $240, which is a resistance line projection from back in the autumn of last year, or the fall of last year for American listeners. But $240, the bigger target, hopefully by the end of next month. Upside valid while we hold above yesterday's intraday high at $126 on an end of day close basis. Moving on to Koss, which I felt I was rather late to the party on, but that was clearly not the case as far as the price action was concerned. Previous target up to $14, $15, but we've doubled that and could still hit the top of a late November price channel as high as $50 while we hold above the $20 area, the opening area of today's price action. So let's see how that works out over the next few weeks. Good to see Kodk back, a nice old economy type name from the 70s, I suppose, and before. Here we've had a tentative resistance line break there from August last year around the $12 level. So we want to see Kodk close above $12 either today or for the rest of the week. If we can get that, then it would open the prospect of retesting the best levels of last year at $35 plus and the top of a rising trend channel from the end of August. At this stage, anybody back below $10 and the floor of last year's trend channel would really cancel the long argument or the recovery argument for Kodk in the near term. Another slightly outmoded name is Nokia. Here we've had a sharp spike as well, and the view is that while we're above yesterday's intraday high at $5.27, we're looking hopefully to retest the best levels of the day so far. May resistance line projection as high as $9.50 or even $10 over the next 2 to 4 weeks. Just a couple of stocks to go now. First one is regional health properties. Here you can see that we've had a spike, as we have in many situations today. Neckline resistance of $5.15. That was the initial January resistance, and above that, on an end of day close basis, we've got $12 plus as an end of February price channel target. The stop loss in terms of regarding this situation is bullish or bearish back below $4.50, which is the late December uptrend line. On to the last two stocks of the day. First one is Tootsie Roll Industries. Here we've had another gap through resistance, and while we're above yesterday's peak at $38.78, looking towards a retest of the best levels of today as high as the $60 zone, $59 to $60 on that 2018 resistance line projection. Hopefully that could be seen by the end of next month while we hold above the $40 area. Finishing off with perhaps a less dramatic situation, Universal Security Instruments. Here you can see that we've broken neckline resistance, the initial January resistance at $7.69, and while we're above that, looking for a retest of December resistance, or December peak at as high as $13.94. Bigger picture target maybe over the next 1 to 2 months up to the top of that rising October trend channel at $20. Maybe we'll see that by the end of March. Only back below $7 and the floor of the channel from last year really delaying or cancelling the upside scenario. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.